Welcome to City Pulse. We're here today at Calloway Park with Mayor Ron Arnold. Ron, this is really, looks really good.
It's exceeded our wildest expectations. The weather has really cooperated, and I don't remember the park ever looking better than it does today. And so I'm excited that Al let us come out on site and to do today's City Pulse. So I know he's going to put some cool footage of some of the improvements that have gone on out here over the summer as we talk, or as however he does his magic for the show. But a lot's went on.
Now I noticed there's a gentleman over there in this caged area over between the park and the baseball fields. I'm assuming that is the horseshoe bin?
Yes, we've reclaimed over 5,000 square feet of the park that had been used for storage. And it is the site of where the original horseshoe pits were. And so we've reclaimed that, and it's absolutely beautiful. We have 3 separate horseshoe pits, so there can be 3 games going on at one time. There's going to be some cornhole games put in there. There are picnic tables on each end. A water fountain's been installed at the end. It's an absolutely beautiful area now. So, and we have some surprise guests on the show that are speaking up. That's the cool thing about being right on site. The petting zoo for the Glass Festival, they showed up last night and started their setup, and it's new and improved too. So I mean, the petting zoo's been part of the Glass Festival, but they've got some new surprise animals for the kids to see and pet this year. But no, the horseshoe pits have come out even better than we had hoped, and we're going to be playing a little tournament, not really official tournament, but we're gonna play one this weekend, and whatever we raise from that, we're going to give to the Humane Shelter, and just reintroduce those to the community. They will be open every day, just like the park is. At night, when they close the main shelter house at 10 o'clock and close the park, they'll close the horseshoe pit. So we'll try to keep horseshoes out there and keep the area open the same hours as the park. So the more avid throwers will have their own horseshoes, but we'll have some that anyone can come out and use. So.
Now I know we have the Wi-Fi has been set up in the park.
Yes, as of yesterday, Wi-Fi in the park. So this week, in time for the Glass Festival, you can come out, bring your iPod, iPad, or anything PC. We're not just Apple. We were razzing Jeff, our public information guy, about being an Apple guy.
That Apple don't work over here yet.
See, my son in college is anti-Apple, but no, honestly, anything that you have will now work out here, so you can sit out here while your kids are playing and do some work, access the internet, get your emails caught up, whatever it is you need to do. So yeah, we're thanks again to Al Jordan, the computer dude, for bringing that to Calloway Park. We appreciate that very much.
We're not done yet. We don't have the outside antennas up. We just have partial Wi-Fi here. We're working on it.
I see that the trail that goes from the shelter house out to the nursing home is completed, and you have side railings up.
We put those up. The Vintage Rollers car show is very large, and we put those up. The pathway's new this year, so we didn't want anyone driving over it, and so we put those up as just a guide. It looks very nice though, so it may be something that stays up there, but we wanted to be sure that the pathway was protected and the lighting that's back up around it. Again, those lights, Pam, are the original lights that lit Calloway Park. They're at least 80 years old, probably a lot older, but it's very good to have that up. And again, that connects all the way to Parkview Care Center, the retirement center that is just east of the park. And it's a nice addition for them. They're able to use it. If you're out here any given day, you're probably going to see a wheelchair or someone using that path. So we're glad. It gets them to the main shelter house where the restrooms are, and it gets them to the amphitheater where the concerts and different things go on. So we're very glad to have that done.
I noticed people are starting to set up for the Glass Festival.
Yes, and I think our special guest is here. Pam Gish from the chamber.
Okay.
So just ask her to come over and squeeze in here.
It is.
How you doing, Pam?
I'm fine. Been a little rush this morning, but
We're honored you could give us a few minutes.
thank you very much.
Thanks for doing that. Well, we're just talking about some of the improvements to the park, but I've got your huge schedule of events. Look how big this thing is. This is how much is going on at the park in 3 days or 4 days. So I had to get it out because I can't remember everything that's happening. But I know you know all this without even looking at it. So.
I have to have my cheat sheet. There's so much going on. Everything starts tomorrow. Today's vendor setup day. We've got beautiful weather. Thank the Lord for that. And this time last year it was pouring down rain.
Yeah, that's
So
right. That's
we're
right,
really
it was.
lucky. Beginning tomorrow, tomorrow, we have a rotisserie dinner provided by the Kiwanis Center. We also have at the Elks, the Vintage Roller car show will be down there kind of kicking off the Glass Festival.
And hey, we've got to mention, Pam, you've got to check out that car show as they set up there and then they come out to the park with those cars. But the burnout that goes on as they leave the Elks is a lot of fun. If anyone remembers those days of riding the L and I mean, not that I ever burnt rubber. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you ever did see that, it's really cool to just go down there and check out the car show and watch those guys come out of there.
And then we were supposed to have a karaoke contest, but there was a little bit of a lack of involvement. So we have replaced our Friday night entertainment with Quincy Brass Band, and they will be starting playing, I believe, around 6 to 8. They're a great group. I just love them to death. And then Saturday's our big day. We're going to start off with the high school after prom committee.
Is this
We're gonna
right?
have
6 a.m.
Yes.
Kicking off.
6 a.m.
All
for
right.
you early birds. A pancake breakfast, and then the big vintage rollers are coming in. That morning there'll be over 325 vintage cars. This year I get to be a judge, and that's going to be different for me.
That's a hard job.
I
man.
bet.
There are a lot of gorgeous cars.
And then at
Yeah.
10 a.m. we have our huge parade. We've doubled the size this year. Come on out and enjoy yourself. Again, the weather's supposed to be beautiful, low humidity.
3 marching bands. in
Yes,
this
3
parade.
marching bands this
I
year.
don't. I'm 49. Never remember 3 marching bands in the parade.
Who were the
in
3
my
marching
lifetime.
bands?
Shenandoah, I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Shenandoah.
Shenandoah.
Shenandoah Raiders.
Lapel, and our Panthers.
3 great bands.
Yes.
3 great bands.
Then the RC Flyers are having their airplane show over there in Panther Stadium at 2:30. Then
Is that new? Have they done that?
Yeah,
every
they've done it.
Have
every
they
year.
really? There's so much else going on. I
And
need
they're
to go.
really, they're really
That is
neat.
so
They're-
cool
Go
to see.
check that out.
Yeah, definitely. That
They're
is so cool
handmade.
to see. If you've ever been out to their field north of town and watched them, it's amazing.
Then we've got the VFW Post is having a steak dinner, and they told me it was filet mignon, which is my favorite.
Ooh.
And then starting at 7:30, we're really excited. We have a Nashville recording artist coming in, Cook and Bell. They'll be playing from 7:30 to 9:30.
They are good.
Yes.
They're really good.
And for you bingo lovers, from 8 to 10, each night in the shelter house will be bingo.
Wonderful.
Then Sunday morning, we've got breakfast with biscuits and gravy. That starts at 9 a.m. And then we have a community worship service beginning at 11. And then we have Christian music till around 2 o'clock. And then the Heartland Church Liberated Dance Group is coming at 2. If you have not ever seen them, these kids are phenomenal.
Don't
They
miss
are.
that show.
They
That
are
is
great.
So cool. If you're not inspired after watching those dancers, then
And they're all in
rush you to
high
the hospital
school, and they
because-
put a lot
I
of
used
hours
to go to
in
Heartland, so
practice. Have you seen them?
oh
then?
yeah, they are wonderful.
And
Yeah, they are.
there's
Didn't
lots of
we have
Elwood
them in last
families.
year's show?
Yes, we had them in last year's Glass Festival show as well.
Lots
Yeah,
of
they were
Elwood
on the
families in that church.
second stage, and we moved them to the main stage this year. And then the Panther Band Boosters Famous Chicken and Noodles will follow at lunchtime at 11:30, and then we have our cutest baby contest winners announced at 3. So come on out. We have daily bus tours running on the hour, every half hour on the hour. They'll be going to the Prestige Art and House of Glass and Venus Chocolate Shop, and if you wish, they'll be stopping by the famous Opera House.
So if you haven't had the tour of the Opera House, is Randall giving those?
Yes.
April and Randall are giving those. Cool tours. If you've ever watched the show Ghost Adventures or Ghost Chasers or
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters. Thank you.
And I forgot, Patrick's Exotic Pets and Pony Rides are going to be here, and they have Pogo, the baby red kangaroo.
I think we heard from one of them a minute ago before you got here. They kind of chimed in on us. So.
And then Zeus, he's a miniature zebu. And a zebu is considered the sacred cow of India. And we have Elvis, a baby aoudad, and they're from the Rocky Cliffs of North Africa. And they're a family of the sheep, but when I looked on it online, it looks like a baby ram.
Is that right?
Great big long.
So I hear you right, Elvis is in the building.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything here at the
That's what they said on KI when we were.
Was it really?
We got it all.
And then we have Giggles and Chuckles. They're Patagonian cavies, and they're the third largest rodent in the world. This animal is quite unique. It has the body of a guinea pig, a face of a rabbit, as big as a deer, and it's really different. So you'll need to come out. I believe they only charge $1 to feed the animals, and they've got Sprinkles and Taffy and Frosty and Coco as their ponies, and it's a great little petting zoo.
It's very cool. It's top notch. I was watching them set up last night.
And the amusement rides, don't forget, Kids Night is last night, tonight, and Sunday. Bracelets are $15.
So Sunday as well, they're
Yes.
going to do a bracelet. I knew I'd seen last night and then tonight, but then they have an option over the weekend on Sunday to do the same.
Now, are we still having the Mrs. Glass and all that, the pageants this year?
No, we had the little Mr. and Mrs. Glass. Due to lack of participation, we canceled Miss Glass last year and this year. What we're trying to do is get a county-wide, which probably won't be implemented until next year or 2015, a county-wide pageant, and then
That's a great idea.
whomever wins that pageant will represent their personal festival at the state level.
That's a great idea. That's a
So,
great idea.
And
Put it on the,
we've been working on that with different festival committees like Frankton Heritage and the different festivals in Madison County. So
that's great.
that's something in the future we look forward to, and come on out.
Is that all? I mean, come on.
I'm really excited.
Again, look at the schedule of events. These are all over town, by the way. You can pick these up almost anywhere. I know you and Marcy were out dropping these everywhere. Everywhere that I've been, we've always got to put Al on the spot and say, I'm sure he's going to have a complete
It's already on
schedule
there.
of events.
It's already there.
I can't even put him on the spot. He's got the schedule of events on the site.
I
So all
might put you on the
all
spot.
he got me. See? Yeah. Every dog has his day, Al, so you got me. No, look at the schedule because you're going to be amazed. Starting early in the morning to late at night, they've got something going on. So
Oh, and my food vendors. I have increased the craft and flea and food vendors by 18% this year. That's quite a big number to do in 1 year. I believe the only type of food that I've seen at the state fair that will not be at our festival is cinnamon rolls, bacon fried donuts, the milk barn, and saltwater taffy.
But everything else will be
But
here.
everything else will be
Wow.
here. We also have reestablished our craft village in the
that's
years
big.
past,
That's big.
and we've increased our craft vendors this year, and then on the road will be our exhibitors.
And I know if I could put a plug in, the Optimus Club always does their booth with the lemon shake-ups.
Yep, they're still right where they're always at.
It's their biggest fundraiser of the year, and they use that for their scholarships and fireworks and all the things that the Optimists are involved in. My daughter, Olivia, who's 11, was already asking for hers last night. She was sure they were out here doing them. I said,
They're in
"No,
the
they're not
very
here
same
yet."
location.
But she's ready for her lemon shake-up. They are the best. I know you can get them other places, but they're the best here. So support the Optimists in the lemon shake-up booth, because that money stays right here in our community, and they do a lot of good work through the year.
They sure do.
Well, thanks
So
for letting us
I
steal
have
you
my
away.
day cut out for me. Yes.
Sounds like you have your weekend cut out for you, dear.
Yes. It takes a long time to get everything put together, but today's show day, and
Yeah, you got a beautiful day for it. The buzz is all over our community that this is bigger and better than ever, and more food vendors, and the craft village back, and just more vendors all across the board.
yes, we have a total of 132 this year.
132.
There's not
Okay.
one square inch left in the park. So
Great. Wow.
so come on out, enjoy yourself, eat all you want, and enjoy.
Now I know that the police department has a new trailer
Yes.
that they're bringing this year.
Yes, they're debuting at the Glass Festival. They're very proud of it. It's an educational trailer, and it's complete with it's got a flat screen TV with educational videos. You'll get to meet the officers. All the officers are on hand throughout the weekend and supporting the chamber and the Glass Festival, and will be at their trailer. They're very proud of it. They've worked very hard on it. All of the stuff you see has been donated to the trailer. So other than the trailer itself, the department bought that, but everything else they've raised or built themselves and put in that. So they're very proud of it, and it'll be out here, and our force will be out here as well, making sure that anyone who comes to this festival will have a safe, fun time. So
That's
Great. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ron, everything's looking great. I'm excited.
well, it's beautiful here at Calloway Park, and if you miss this festival, you will miss a lot. So please come out to this. Check out that schedule on elwoodindiana.org. We're going to walk around with Al and let him get some footage of some of the great improvements to the park. And Pam, thanks again for stealing
Thank
away.
you.
I know Marcy's probably saying, "Where's Pam?" So thank
They
you.
know where to find me.
Thanks for all you do for
Thank
our
you very
community.
much. Come on out, enjoy yourself.
Now we're here at the Volleyball Net. This is awesome.
I'm excited about this. This is totally restored. This was a sand area, and we had a sort of quasi-volleyball. We had a couple pieces of angle iron that held sort of a net up. Now you see we have a Gorilla Volleyball net system that's a professional system, installed and available at any time. Just bring your volleyball. We've got the sand in the net, almost 7 tons of sand in this. They redug it, squared it off, all new sand, so it truly is beach volleyball
Here at home.
right here in Calloway Park. So lots of fun, lots of fun.
Now I see over here there are new water fountains that you guys have put in.
We have 10 new water fountains throughout the park, and this is one of those. We've tried to make sure that there's water in areas, Pam, where you're playing volleyball, you're playing horseshoes, around the shelter house, in the kids' play area, throughout the park, so that they're strategically located so that people do have access
And
to
you
stay
have
hydrated.
New
So
grills as well.
the new grills are even super. Before we move on to the grills, our drinking fountains now are ADA compliant. We have steps at every one of them for children to have access. It's an easy push button, so if you have any kind of disability or you're a child, you're not trying to turn or twist. It's just the push of a button. They're concrete, and so they're here to last. But all new. There's 10 of these throughout the park. So
They look very nice.
but then onto the barbecue grills. We have all new barbecue grills throughout the park. At every site that can be reserved in the park, there is a functioning grill at the site. So it doesn't matter what site you get, you will have a grill that functions and is new and is ready for your barbecue or your family reunion or whatever.
Now this one looks like a supersize.
This is a big one. If you're at a shelter house, we have two small shelter houses. One on this east end of the park and then one on the west end of the park. And they have the larger size grill because if you're in this area, you're most likely going to have a larger function.
Now you were saying that the original lights are here. These
Yes.
are over 80 years old?
These are cast iron lights, Cadet products here in Elwood, an industry right here in town. We took them, we were in the horseshoe pit area. These posts were just laying in a heap with weeds growing up around them. And we took them to Cadet products here in Elwood, and they sandblasted them, and then our guys primed them and painted them. And so these are the original lights that lit the park more than 80 years ago.
Wow, these are absolutely
So
beautiful.
they're back. Thankfully, the tops were saved in storage, and so they're all back, all new wiring, everything. Mike DeLong and his guys have rewired everything, but they're back. They light the pathway from all the way from where it starts on park property all the way to the main shelter house and then down to the amphitheater. So we were able to, we had enough lights to be able to light the whole path with them. So
Brings a lot of class to the park.
it really brings back part of our heritage and is a nice touch, and to restore them was even an added bonus. So this is a path we've been talking about that connects our retirement center and convalescent center to our park. And in Calloway Park currently, the main bathrooms are in our main shelter house. So now they're able to come right out of their facility and directly over, have access to restroom facilities, and also then the path L's at the shelter house and goes down to the amphitheater, so they have access all the way down. So nice addition, makes the park more usable for people in the community.
Right. Thank you for watching City Pulse.